Before identity, there was just presence, a boundless sea of awareness without form or definition. Then, like waves rising from the ocean, individual expressions emerged. We awoke, it seems, into being. But what we often take as a fixed self, a separate me, might be more fluid than we think. Like light refracted through a prism, our sense of self might be a temporary expression of something far vaster. Science offers intriguing hints about the nature of reality and our place within it. The famed double-slit experiment, for example, reveals that the act of observation alters the behavior of particles. Light, it seems, acts as both wave and particle until the moment we try to measure it. This implies a participatory universe where our attention shapes what we perceive. But what is it within us that observes? Is it our brain, a complex organ of neurons and synapses? Are our eyes, the windows to the world, the true instruments of observation? Or is there something deeper, a fundamental awareness that precedes both? What if consciousness is not confined to the skull, but rather is the very fabric from which the universe itself is woven? Imagine for a moment consciousness as a boundless field. Within this field, all things arise, including our physical bodies and the experiences we interpret as me. Like flowers blooming in a meadow, our individual expressions are unique, yet interconnected, inseparable from the field itself. This perspective offers a powerful shift, suggesting that our true nature is not bound by the limitations of form. Gap 3S. What if the self we cling to is merely a story, a narrative stitched together from memories, emotions, and fleeting thoughts? Neuroscience suggests that the brain constructs a sense of continuity, a me that feels solid and real. But when we look closely, this self begins to dissolve. Like a mirage in the desert, it vanishes the moment we try to grasp it. Could it be that the self is not a thing but a process, ever-changing, ever-flowing? Each moment gives rise to a new version of me, shaped by perception, shaped by awareness. And just like a wave cannot be separated from the ocean, perhaps our sense of self cannot be separated from the field of consciousness itself. So what happens when we stop chasing the mirage and start observing the movement? Maybe then we see not who we are, but what is always present beneath the story. A Gap 3S. Across cultures and ages, mystics and sages have spoken of a shared awareness, a collective consciousness that binds all beings. In moments of deep connection, we sense it, the feeling that we are not alone, that we are part of something vast and intelligent. A glance exchanged between strangers, a sudden knowing when a loved one is in pain, or the unspoken unity of a crowd moved by music. These are not accidents, but echoes of something deeper. Science, too, is beginning to explore this. From quantum entanglement to the idea of a noosphere, a layer of thought enveloping the Earth. What if our thoughts ripple through a shared field, influencing and being influenced in return? Perhaps we are not isolated minds, but threads in a single tapestry, each thought, each feeling resonating across the whole. And if this is true, then the self is not just a wave in the ocean, but also the ocean in the wave. Let that sink in. You are not just witnessing reality, you are participating in its unfolding. Gap 3S. Beyond the stream of thoughts, beyond the rise and fall of emotions, there is a stillness, a witness untouched by time. This witness does not age, does not change, does not cling, it simply observes. In meditation, in silence, we may catch a glimpse of it. And in that glimpse, something profound is revealed. That we are not the passing clouds, but the sky itself. Timeless, spacious, free. This awareness, silent, ever-present, is not something we create. It's something we uncover. The more we rest in this space, the more we see that we are not our stories, not our memories, not our roles. we are the one who sees. And in that seeing, all separation begins to dissolve. Not because we've figured it out, but because we've stopped trying, because we've remembered what was never lost. We've all experienced moments when this field of consciousness feels, well, closer than usual. The awe we feel beneath a star-filled sky, the vivid landscapes of our dreams, the sudden clarity of intuition, these all hint at a reality beyond the purely material. Perhaps identity then is not a fixed point, but a frequency, a unique vibration within the grand symphony of existence. Maybe the question is not who am I, but rather who is witnessing this? The answer, it seems, lies in the depths of our own aware presence. Feel it, rather than trying to grasp it with the mind. For in the feeling, the mystery unfolds.